Hi everybody, thank you so much for coming back to my channel. This is Julissa. It is Thursday, March 21st, 2024. I'm here to speak about this case that happened. It happened last year, but the mom was just sentenced this week. This is very sad, and um it could be let me see, we have to be cautious of how we speak about this case because um, it's very sensitive. It could be very sensitive to a lot of people. A toddler was left alone for 10 days while the mom left to go on vacation. How, she left her in a playpen and put some bottles, additional milk bottles for her child. But the child was completely alone in the home while the mom was in vacation in Puerto Rico, okay? And this is how crazy the world is right now. There's so many people wishing, like myself, to be a mom, hoping that one day we get to be a mom, to care for a child, to honor the Lord with a child and all of that. And then you hear stories like this, people that had the opportunity to have kids, and then they do something terrible like that. Okay? And just yesterday I was thinking about how so many people are doing so many terrible things. Let me explain. I was I saw an article yesterday that I was frozen for like 10 minutes. I'm like, I cannot believe there's actually people doing this. And the whole shocking thing about what I read, which I'm probably going to make a video about later on, is about this young woman. She's 20 years old, and she was arrested for, could be very graphic, for sleeping with her own dog. I'm just going to leave it there. And I was like, that, just reading that completely shocked me because it's crazy to think that this is the kind of stuff that goes on in this world. And not only that, if it's shocking to me as a, like, just a regular person, imagine the things that God sees. Imagine the Lord, our Creator, seeing how the enemy operates on people to make them do things that are completely against their whole creation, the meaning. You are a mom and you're given the responsibility by the Lord to care for a child. And this child is going to be found dead out of starvation and dehydration because you decided on purpose to leave this child alone while you went on vacation. That is crazy. And if we as humans, it shocks our system just to even learn about something like this. Imagine all the things that the Lord sees. And it's so crazy that things like this go on. There's no justification. Her family came. Her name is Crystal Candelario. That's the mom's name. They're from Ohio and Cleveland. And her family spoke to the Spanish media, and they were saying that they have noticed that she has some type of mental condition, that she has struggled in the past with some type of mental condition. The thing with that comment, and it's okay to, and like, we're not trying to make excuses, and like I get it, now it's after the fact, but your family knows who you are. If you grow up with your family past like 10, like from like being born to like 10 to like your teenage, early teens, they know your behavior. They know what you do. They know who you are. They know if you can get angry fast. They know if you're, if you get envious. They know if you have like outbursts of anger, and they see how you can play with a child, right? Because you go to birthday parties and so with babies and things like that. I would think that a lot of parents can become observant of their child's behavior. So that's what I mean. Like, people, your family will know like who you are. Like, do you like sharing things? Do you like you know, give gifts to others. And just thinking about that, I remember, I don't know what year I was celebrating, but there's a photo of me serving my guest. And I was like, my mom made the effort for me to, I think I grabbed like a, I was, I don't know how old I was, but I remember she was with me holding the tray of soda or something and just serving all of the guests that came for my birthday party. And I was so young, but like behaviors like that, like a man would notice if you completely would not like doing something like that, not sharing with your friends and things like that. Those are behaviors that you look as a parent early on, right? So that they don't become an adult problem. It's very easy now after the fact to say, oh yeah, we have noticed that she has some type of mental condition. But like, and I'm not trying to blame anybody here or like accuse or be like, you should have done better. I mean, I guess it's okay actually to do something like that in this case, because for a mom to leave their toddler alone in the home for 10 days and go on vacation to Puerto Rico and then to go to a different state also, um, while you leave your toddler, you will think, oh my goodness, this mom probably had nobody that she could be like, hey, I want to go on this trip, but I don't know who to leave the baby with. But then the family's gonna come out and speak about it. Like, like, how often do you check on somebody? I don't, it's just very strange, this behavior to me. When it came, look, when it came to like the immediate family that she had, right? That the neighbor caught on camera the baby crying like 2 days after she went on vacation. You can hear the baby crying at 1 a.m. in the morning. The doctor who did the autopsy on the child said that the child was completely dehydrated. I mean, she died of starvation. Jaylene, that's her name. She died of starvation. Excuse me. The mom left her with a couple bottles next to her in the playpen, and they also found like feces on her hand, and if the diaper was completely, obviously. It's just, I don't. And they also found feces on her mouth, they said. Like I said, I didn't mean to get so graphic. I'm not gonna give more details than that, but I'm saying like, this is crazy. And the mom, like I said, was sentenced this week to life in prison. There's so many people who, imagine the paramedics, the police, and everybody who kind of like show up to rescue this child, and the trauma that they probably went through. I'm sure a lot of them had to go through therapy to find a child like that. And then the mom is saying that, she was saying how people on her trip were asking, hey, how's the baby? How's Jaylene? And she's like, oh, the baby's good. Like, she didn't even think about it like, I actually left her alone. And I know probably she was trying to get this, mental condition so that she can lessen her sentence, but it's just crazy. And there's something also that I don't know, like, it's so weird that I think we as friends of people, especially people that have a baby, and things like that, especially newborns. Like, here's the thing: ask more than, hey, how's the baby? Like, who is with the baby now that you're here in another country? And go beyond the regular questions. And it goes the same with, like, I know a lot of new moms experience postpartum depression, which could be extremely, like, it's a very real thing. I have came here and spoken about cases that are traumatizing. New moms that gone through postpartum depression. So we have to go beyond the regular asking. in that sense. Look out for any change in behavior too. If you're close with somebody that you know is a brand new mom or something, and you're like, wait, you're here, who's with your child right now? And like, maybe not trying to be judgmental, but be like trying to be more like helpful, I guess you can say. And I don't, I'm trying to think of ways things like this could be avoided. Like, I cannot believe that she actually had a family that she could be like, oh, can somebody take the baby while going on vacation? Like, it's so crazy now that to hear from the family. Like, I don't even know. Like, it is very shocking, this case. Let me continue to read briefly this article. Jaylene's cry echoed through the quiet street of Cleveland in the dead of the night. The toddler cried and was caught on camera crying. Her mother, Crystal Candelario, was away on a 10-day summer vacation and had left Jaylene alone in a playpen with a few bottles of milk. A neighbor's doorbell camera, like I said, captured the 16-month-old frequent screams, including one around 1 a.m., 2 days after her mom left. But Candelario was hundreds of miles away in Puerto Rico with a male friend, authorities say. A few days at the beach and another stop in Detroit, she returned home on June 16 last year to find her daughter dead. She's been gone for about 10 days. Crystal Candelario pleaded not guilty last month to one count of aggravated murder and one count of child endangering. At her sentencing this past Monday, forensic pathologist Elizabeth Mooney told the news that the children experienced the most extreme separation anxiety between 9 and 18 months old. She recounted Jaylene's excruciating final days. The pain and the suffering she endured lasted not only hours, not only days, but possibly even a week, said the forensic pathologist. This feeling of abandonment for days on end, coupled with the pain of starvation and extreme thirst, is a type of suffering I don't think any of us could ever fathom. This is, what a shocking case, I think. It's like, it goes to show you, like, we need to pray more and more for people. And, like, it's hard to, like, pick on things like this. Like, if you know somebody, like I said, who had a baby, and you see them vacationing all the time, like, like I came here, I think it was yesterday, I made a video about how on Instagram everybody seems as though everybody's having their best life, everybody's on vacation and things like that. But when you know somebody has a child at home, right? Somebody has, like, they care for a parent or something, you're gonna be, wait a second, you're here now, like, who's with your family, who's with your child? Like, are you bringing the child on vacation? Like, what's happening with that? Just because, unfortunately, but this is the reality right now. People pretend to be something that they're not. That's the reality. I mean, we have a mom, like, you guys know the story about the mom who poisoned her husband so she can create a children's book about grieving. Like, like, what? That's what people go home and think about? And they think that God is not going to see any of that? That's how deceived a lot of people are in this world right now by the enemy. And God sees everything. And things like this, that you hear about, things like this, is just the result of the works of the enemy in a person. During the summertime, you're gonna leave your child alone, completely alone, a 16-month-old baby in a playpen. Like, I was just thinking, that neighbor that had the camera, she would have been like, She would have at least said to the neighbor, hey, I'm gonna be away. Like, let's just say she has a mental condition, right? Be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be away. You mind checking on the child for a little bit? Like, the neighbor will be calling like the police immediately, right? Or be like, wait, when you coming back? And maybe she didn't say, she would have had, at least had that help that would have come sooner to at least save the child. It's so crazy, guys. Her parents, so Crystal Candelari's parents, are blaming her actions on mental health struggles. In a prepared statement, her mother, Katie Torres, said her daughter had battled with health struggles, including mental health illness and fainting spell. This is why it's so weird to have the family talking. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. You're gonna tell me that you know that your daughter has an issue with mental health and fainting problems, and you know she has a child at home, and you're not gonna be like, let's intervene here because you cannot care for your child right now. Like, forget the vacation. If this is what you're coming out now and saying to the news, you should have been more like proactive and be like, we need to do something about your child because you have fainting spells and you have a health condition, so maybe you shouldn't care for her. Maybe I don't know, something, right? They should have think of something else, right? This is why it's so strange about this whole thing. Candelaria told the court she prays daily for forgiveness, adding that she believes God and Jaylene have forgiven her. Let me see. What else? No, here she says that she actually posted photos of the vacation too. Where was she posting this stuff now? Nobody say, hey, where is the baby? That's what I mean. We have to be, obviously there's a lot of people pretending to be something that they're not, and sometimes you have to be like cautious, but you also have to be alert. Like I said, people know you, like specifically if you grew up with your family, they know your behavior. So I don't know, they would have been a little more proactive and be like, hey, what are you doing in Puerto Rico? Where's the baby? Like something like that. I don't know. This is so strange, guys. It's such a sad story, such a tragic end to this story, that the child had to suffer so much, and now the mom was sentenced to life in prison. And now this is the thing, I know she's regretful, I know she's asking God for forgiveness, but now she has to pay the consequences of her actions. Let me know what you guys think about this case. I know it has been trending for a long time now. Thank you so much, bro, for coming back to my channel, and thank you for listening on the podcast. Have a good night, everyone. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. I'm here to invite you to my podcast, Julissadesigns, and it can be found on Anchor, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. You can join me every day as I make episodes of the latest news, real life stories, and I also share my favorite Bible verse. Hope to see you then. God bless. Everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Please don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And if you want to know more about me, you can always visit www.julissadesigns.com. Have a great day, everybody. God bless.